Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to you and a good evening here from the ESL studios in Cologne. My name is Mitch Leslie and I'm here with Jason Kaplan. This is the BF4 ESL One Battlefield Cup number 3, of course, for the winter season. Jason, how are you feeling tonight? Last week, some great games. This week promises to deliver much the same.
It sounds kind of BM, but it's good to see someone hand Fnatic their ass to them. I mean, to see Epsilon beat Fnatic, the team who's won like every single season, the team who's always won every single cup. It's nice to see a team finally beat them, maybe kick them into gear to start pricing a little bit more, because we talked to them, they said they've been a little bit more lax this season, and maybe this is the kick they exactly needed to really get things going. Well,
this is 2 cups now that Fnatic have not actually been able to come out with first place in. Let's have a look at the season rankings now and give you guys an idea of where we are at. Epsilon in cup number 1 and 2 were the winners. Fnatic not too far behind here, had a semi-final berth and a grand final berth in the last 2, so they are still doing well for points.
Yeah, of course, Penta, as you see there, they've actually disbanded, so no longer playing, but they still have the 50 points, which is actually funny enough points to get them through into the group stage if they did stick around or anything like that. The game will be coming for you, though. It's going to be up. It's Penta against TK. Penta, we haven't really seen too much of this season. Think back to last, where they were in the finals almost every single time up against Fnatic when they're known back as Maximum. But they've been struggling this season. I mean, 2 semifinals isn't bad at all, but it's not the Penta that we're maybe used to.
Well, yeah, 25 points is a semi-final berth that you did not win. So they've made it to the semis twice, and they've been knocked out in the semis both of those times. And if... Actually, no, I am wrong. It was actually Fnatic last week that they lost to in semi-finals.
Yep.
Funnily enough as well, they played against Epsilon in the Go for Battlefield Cup number 89 on the weekend just gone, and they also lost in the semis there as well. So they are still finding their feet tonight as well. They've got a ring in. Smashu has joined the lineup. It is Wyros who is studying at the moment and cannot make it to the game. So I said in chat I'll let him off this time because he's studying engineering, so he does have to put some time into that one, Jason. But what have we got set up for the bracket tonight?
Oh, well, hopefully an interesting one, actually. Funny enough, we do have, let's see, Epsilon up against Genius in the first game, which we're told by the admins it might not actually be happening, so we'll update you, obviously, as the time goes on. You see Atlas up against Reeve. I think that's being covered over on a French stream, if you're interested in to tune into that one. The game we're covering, though, is going to be Penta up against Team TK on the lower half of the bracket, where Penta could potentially meet up against Fnatic yet again in the semifinals, so they can maybe get there a 3rd time. The problem is, can they maybe beat them this time? You know, yeah, you're obviously qualified now through straight into the groups, but when it comes down to the points and the standings and the seeding coming into the group stage, you obviously don't want to be in a group with Fnatic.
Absolutely.
Or even Epsilon.
It's tough because you don't want to be in either of their groups, but if you're on the top or the bottom half of the bracket, you're going to be there, unfortunately. So that's just the way it's going to go here. We actually are going to jump straight into game here, ladies and gentlemen. So TK, little bit of history for them, for those who don't know them. They lost to Penta last weekend in the Go for Battlefield Cup number 89, and they also lost to Infamous in the first round of the last cup. So they haven't made it out of the first round yet. This is their chance, but they've got some stiff opposition to go up against here in Penta Sports now. I'm going to go Banane here for TK. Obviously, the rest of the team smooth. Spricker, take a look, and Coach. Of course, Penta, much the same, except Smashu now being brought in towards the lineup instead of Wyros. On the blue side is where Penta are now. The bomb is in hands of Taker here. He has managed to collect that one here. Penta actually playing fairly defensively towards, I guess, the factory part of the map here. They're happy to give the bomb over if they can sneak it away. And Cammy gets 2 lovely little spots there. Does take down Spricker and does know that there is another enemy in close vicinity around those tanks there. Well, he's been able to chip in as well, and Smooth does go down. So Penta, so far, holding fairly strong here over this one. Only the 1 kill going over towards TK at this stage, but the bomb is still in their hands. And that's Coach. Let's see what we can do now. Does get a revive actually on towards him. Bomb getting dropped yet again. Taker will drop down now. He's going to be looking for some pistol shots here. Over towards the rest of Penta. It doesn't find them though, and a revive comes in. So the TK keeping themselves on their feet, at least for the most part here. But Lex and Kappa can have something to say about that. The bomb goes down, and Penta will walk right over the top of that hill, and they pick up the bomb.
All right, so a good start here for, I'd say, Penta, definitely. I mean, they have quite a few kills. You can see 3 and 1 for EnterQ, having a phenomenal start so far in this game. That's the man you're going to look forward to. Him, and I want to, it's actually hard for me to pick out one in particular on their team, because I feel like a team like Penta, everyone can step up on any given day. It just depends on the maps being played and who they're against. So at least EnterQ's shown us he's the man to maybe watch here on Zavod up against Team TK. I'm going to see the bomb still on Lex, moving its way in towards one of these sites. He's got the backup coming through as well. Gets a fantastic shot on a take. But does he have what it takes to get the bomb in towards the site? There's only 3 people standing between him and that, and the great overrun coming in with some backup, able to at least get the bomb towards the site.
Well, you say about Penta sort of having these players that can fire up on their day. What they're looking for is for all of them to fire up at once here, and that is the Penta that we loved to see last season. They haven't really had those results so far, but it's a big scuffle over this bomb site right now as Coach gets taken down. They want to get this plant down if they can, TK, but still, they have to get all the way across to C to do that. And now, Take, all he's trying to do just that is going around the outside this time, seeing if he can maybe just get a little bit out of the way. But Penta will be waiting for him here, and the shot's coming through the concrete barrier. He's going to force Take just to back around the corner here. But he did pick up Lex in that firefight.
He definitely did, but I feel like if you're a team like Team TK, you're going to need to get a little bit more. Penta going to be the favorites in this matchup, hands down. They don't have a chance to get through. They lost to Infamous last cup. You're going to be able to pick up shots just like that. Nice shot out of Take, gets one, but he can't get the second. Will be taken down by Lex. But again, it's been 3 minutes. They've kept the bomb away from the sites for the majority of the time, and there hasn't been a single plant. So this is not bad for Team TK, but they need to just, grab that extra 10% that they need to actually pull out to win this match.
Yeah, they were trading there on the outside of the map, but this is kind of dangerous for TK now as they have been pushed away from this sort of factory area now. And Spricker, well, he's trying to sort of set up in some position here right now, but he's almost allowing that bomb to be planted. It's going to be hard for TK to make an assault towards this side now. Look, he's going a long way around here, and we do have a force coming in from the north, so I hope the double-pronged assault might work out here for TK as they just try and work their angles and make their way in towards the site. But it's a great shot from NTQ to send Coach packing, and Take is not too far behind. Penta just getting the better in those 1v1s.
And the way that they're attacking actually should work out, but unfortunately it looks like they didn't, coordinate things correctly because they've already dropped 3 men and potentially a 4th. Finally, Banana able to get a response there on Academy, but I don't think 1 kill is going to be enough. They still have a little bit of time left to work with. The bomb isn't screeching just yet, but in a few seconds it will take over towards that point with Quick there to protect. Looks like Team TK just going to back away and give up this first MCOM. They're
not even remotely close here. It was Spricker that was just sort of out here, but he was the only real player. He's going to take a bit of damage from the MCOM going up, but the damage is probably the least of his concerns right now as they must make back this deficit now. And Penta have started fairly strong after a bit of a back and forth first 3 minutes. And TK now have to come up with something a little bit special here. That bomb site is no longer available though. At least they can work around that position a bit more, but they will wait for the bomb to respawn on them. Here, Take is set up here as well as his teammates, so they will look for the bomb to respawn, and they will be able to pick it up straight away. But it takes a lot more to get an MCOM blown up than just picking up the bomb, Jason.
I mean, you could be set up all day, but if you can't get that bomb across the map and actually plant it, what's it good for? And you can see already Penta being smart on this retake, on this attack towards the bomb. Cam, you're going to get caught off, but some good cover of the hill. He's not even shooting in the right direction. We'll have Quick there to back up and take down the man who is attacking him. So that's Sprika now down. And Smash, I wonder how he's actually going to work out for them. Enter Q again, the man we talked about, he was at 3-1 earlier on. Now he's at 12-3 for his team, having some great kills so far.
Dominating. Absolutely dominating.
I mean, he's playing pretty damn well here. And Penta being able to rely on him to do that is fairly easy for them. Makes things a lot easier when it comes to getting these destructions, and not to mention maybe getting that win over Fnatic later on if obviously these two teams do make their way through.
NTQ's set up in this bunker here, trying to get some longer range shots. It's not an easy one to make though, of course. It does have the ace at least, so that lends itself to a bit more of that longer range combat still, but not going to be able to get any connections here. And Penta will have to work their way in from the outside, and the first player does go down from Penta as he tries to squeeze in. Lex is picked up. Good response from Kamika now as they do push towards these tanks, and there's going to be some aggressive fighting here. Lots of unexpected angles to be coming from here, and Penta are sprawling across these tanks and they're making their way over towards this A site. Where the heck are TK? Almost squad wiped, and now they're just spawning in, sheepishly trying to make their way over towards his MCOM site. But the bomb is going to be planted, and they have a big hill to climb.
Take was actually the last man alive here, but he's off towards a interesting direction, coming in from behind him, as well as the respawns coming in on top of that. But Penta, they have 2-3 men protecting this angle attack onto the actual site to stop Zemcom from blowing up. And I think TK, things are going to be a little bit rough here. They don't have a lot of time to work with. They need to start getting some kills. They're still down a man, and they're down now 2, as they just can't seem to stay alive and pick up the frags when it matters.
No, you can see now TK not even really committing to this side yet. Now they push 2 players onto it. Will this be enough? Penta will be waiting right now, but the kills are coming out. Banana does pick out 1, but Lex in response on towards Taken. There goes Smooth. He was supposed to be the man to get that defuse down. Spricker can only really look on in dismay as that bomb is going to go up in smoke. And there is just absolutely nothing TK can do here. Their half is already over. About halfway through, and it's already 2 MCOM detonations in favor of Penta, and they're looking very, very strong. Of course, with Smashu coming into the lineup, of course, just adding a new dimension to their fragging capability. But NTQ, it's been all about him in this half.
Yeah, him and Quick actually coming in pretty big at the end. There's some great teamwork, even though Smashu, I guess, the newer man on the team. We saw, it was Lex attacking the B site. He had Quick giving some really good cover, Cammy as well, allowing him or trying to facilitate his push in towards the site. It's honestly a team that's it's been together for quite a long time now. Again, they surprised a lot of teams last season, beating out the likes of Fnatic. Had a really good understanding of how the game mode works since we did Switch. But then other teams finally caught up. Fnatic finally realized how to play this mode as well as Epsilon and all these other teams that are up and coming. And they need to come up with something new. They need to just maybe hammer down the stage a little bit more. Maybe it's their aim they need to work on. I don't want to take anything away from them. They did just beat, so far in the first half Team TK, but as we can probably, be safely assume that Team TK aren't the same level of your Epsilons or your Fnatics. So if they want to be able to beat teams like that, they need to use this as some practice and work on some things they might be lacking.
I think that's what this is as well. And if you do follow Miloš Semetic as well, you know that he does crank out the streams pretty hardcore on the weekends for the Go for Battlefield 4 Cups, which are of comparable length to sort of these ones here. And you do see a lot of the same teams as well. Your Fnatics, your Pentas, your Epsilons are playing, but also your teams like your TKs, your Revos, your Atlases, and teams like that who are also cutting their teeth against some big competition to sort of prepare themselves, I guess, for qualifying and moving up into the ESL One Cups to make their way on towards a main stage as the finals come around. So, they are no spring chickens, I guess, TK to Battlefield 4 esports, but it's a steep learning curve now with the way things have changed now in squad obliteration. It's a different game that it used to be now, and the quickest teams to adapt, like we saw last season from Penta, are usually the ones that are most effective.
Yeah, I mean, adaptation is always something I've said across any game as being one of like the best traits to have as a team. As an individual player, as a team in general. If you can adapt quicker than other teams, well, then you're gonna have a better chance of actually picking up the wins when anything's been changed in the game. But we're about 6 seconds away, about to kick off our second half of this first map. Our second map, when we get to it, will be Dawnbreaker, and the third map, if we need it, will be Go Mode Railway. And let's see, Penta, all they need is one income to win this one, and TK they need 2.
Let's see what they can produce for us here. Quick shout out to GoGo Gadget in the stream as well, who is our Oceanic caster for Battlefield 4, who also is cranking out the ESL One series for the Oceanic region. Does that over on the weekends as well, so shouts to him. We used to cast tanks with GoGo. Let's have a look here and see what happens now as TK have a big deficit to make up here, really. I mean, it's easy to be shell-shocked after a first half that went down like that, and Smooth just has no idea what hit him there as Tank. All he really sees is his body, his teammate's body, get riddled with bullets as he tries to make his way up there. Should be able to get the revive easily enough, but that's hardly the issue right now, as the bomb is in the hands of Penta. They are making their way down the hill in towards these factories, and Quick already picking up Smooth, starting things off with a bang. Remember,
guys, they only need one MCOM to win this entire map. So Team TK have to throw everything, even the kitchen sink included, to stop them from getting any momentum, any bomb down. I don't think they can really afford to even try to go for these defuses because of how hard it is to retake on Penta on a map like this when you actually get the bomb planted. But either way, Smash is still carrying the bomb. Looking to attack maybe the A site, or the C site, sorry. Remember, we did actually see an interesting boost at the C site just last week on top of those...
It was Revo that did that, I think.
Yeah, against Fnatic, and actually caught him off guard, and they were able to get an MCOM off of that. But looks like they haven't really gone into that one. They're going for the railroad side, the railroad track side. Going for A. And this is a very hard bomb to defuse once you get it down, because you have the height advantage of the hills if you can just get down, get your feet planted, and set up ready for this for the defense.
Yep, bomb going to get planted there easy enough by Penta, and where the heck are TK? Asked the question yet again. I mean, they're going to be fighting out from some fairly wide angles now. As you can see, the Spricker just going to be working around those containers, and now they're flooding over on towards that A site. But look at this. This is good, but see, I like what has been done here. It's a good push by Take to try and take Penta out of those well-defended positions up on the hills here. NTQ can't fire onto the bomb side right now. He gets taken down, so great adaptation from TK. A lot of teams, as soon as they plant on this A side, like you said, are so good at defending and using those hills in the back. It's super hard to spot people. But TK saw that coming. They pushed a player up onto the hill, and that bomb got defused. But it is on the ground. Smooth corpse next to it. Banana's going to pick it up and get taken down as well. And Penta just going to make it very, very hard for TK to get away from this site with the bomb. And they're going to go for another plant. Smoke up, bombed out.
Well, TK got the defuse once. They did, like I said, a great job pushing straight through into the hillside to take away that height advantage, to take away the peeker's advantage, to be able to hide behind the hills and pick up some easy shots onto the diffuser. But this time, are they in a position to do it? You can see it quick. He's tucked in tightly on site. Men on TK are actually coming in from the direct angle he's looking at, but he gets taken down, so the potential for the defuse is likely there. They have the man advantage as well, but again, they don't have control of the hills just yet. The time is ticking away. The smoke will come in, but they should have enough shots to just rattle them up to keep anyone from defusing this.
Well, Penta, they're a little bit far away, but they're spawning in on the player. That was fantastic. The spawning on towards Alex, I think, by Cammy was perfect to stop that one there as well. They put a player in as a spawn beacon, and that is great work by Penta Sports. Great little adaptation there as well. See the 1v1 go down. Oh, actually in favour of Coach here. He can get this defuse now. It's going to be a race against time. Can Penta catch up? No! He didn't even get to start the defuse. And there is that third MCOM detonation. Penta all over this one, like moss on a rock.
Well, they do pick up the first map as well, so that takes us on to Dawnbreaker for our second. And Dawnbreaker, one of the maps that we actually got really frustrated with Penta last season because they just seemed to play it way too slow. I think the game I'm thinking in particular, it took them 7 minutes to even pick up the first bomb to actually get it across the map. But then they finally realized, well, you know, if we use some smokes, then we can adapt a little bit better and actually pick up the pace. And they were one of the first teams to use these little off angles when we actually get into the game. We can show you directly where they are. But towards the building side, to get some great cover on the actual bombs. So once you get the bomb down, it was really easy to sit there with some engineer kits and just hold them back with explosives.
Well. Map number 2 is Dawnbreaker, and this is Penta's pick. So TK opting for Zavod. Maybe you'd think that they had something in mind, Jason, but it doesn't really seem like whatever master plan they had was really able to be executed. It was very much a Penta Sports affair. And they now can go onto a map of their choice. We saw a lot of this actually last week, a lot of it. I love Penta on this map. I tend to harp on a little bit the way that they tend to do really, really well pushing from the red side, the Chinese side actually, and getting plants down here as well. So, you know, covering the street. We've seen the laws as well being used to deny the bomb defusal opportunities here straight through this from across the street. You can actually access this building here as well. And if you can get in here, it's very, very hard for a defending team, i.e. the blue team, to get onto this MCOM site and defuse the bomb. Look how exposed you are to these windows and, of course, good setups from the back. Now, we saw an amazing passage of play between, I think it was Fnatic and Epsilon, actually, on the other side of things here, where Epsilon had to plant down. They had to push. Well, Fnatic were pushing towards them. It was a 5v5 in this alley. And Epsilon just beat them. I think they went 4-1 kill-wise. They just smashed them, and that secured them the win there. So there are some choke points. There are some sort of unique parts of this map, as open as it can be for the most part, where we see some really interesting fights. You know, we see over here, I think it was Revo actually, you know, using a recon class up on this corner. Just to try it out against Fnatic, and of course, so much fighting over here, so many grenades being thrown to try and take control of this hill area. And
to be fair, the recon class, actually, he did top frag for his team with like 5 kills.
Yeah, it wasn't
so. Yeah, he top frag, but 5 kills, it obviously wasn't enough. But you know, we've seen some attempts with the recon class. We've seen Drunks using it, typically in a sense where they know they're going to win the game, so we can mess around. But there's always potential for it to happen. But here we go, kick it off for second map. Penta leading 1-0. And Penta's side, we do have Enter Q, Quick, Lex, Smash You and Cammy. Smash You actually just subbing in for Wyrod, so apparently we'll be playing in the next game.
Cool.
On the side of TK, we do have Sprika, we have Smooth, Banana, Take, and Coach.
All right, well, I mean, there's a lot to be done here for TK. After the first map, it definitely wasn't a convincing performance from them. And yeah, some of their 1v1 mechanics were fine. Like, their aim, not an issue, but there always seemed to be an extra Penta player where the fight was happening to get the revenge frag or to go 2v1 to get the extra damage across now. Look at this, great example. Spricker's going to have to deal with 3 players here now. Penta know where they want to sort of apply their force to right now, hit those choke points, and Spricker will drop down. Over the other side of the map, it's a kill coming out for TK. The Penta obviously have something in mind here. They want to take control of this bridge. They want to get up, and Quick going to try and use this as a vantage point to get some shots across. Yeah,
typical Penta style. Just get control of the highways, then play from there. Once they get a couple of kills and they feel like they have the opportunity to get the ball and push it, they'll go for it. There's no need to rush anything on a map like this. This is definitely one of the bigger maps, and I would say one of the snowbally ones too, because once the enemy team gets in your spawn area, it's so damn difficult to clean them up with how many angles you can just hide from. But no, not even bothering to ADS there, just free shooting up onto the highway. Gets a couple of tags, but not the kill, obviously. Using that AUG A3. We'll be just sitting here healing up. But he's gathering a lot of information. Yeah, he's not getting any kills, but he's keeping their focus on him, allowing the potential of the rest of his teammates to get in from the backside and pick up some kills.
Coach does get that kill there, and Smooth is just watching that bomb here as well. Smoke over towards it, so you definitely got to think he's wanting to head towards that one, or at least maybe set up some sort of distraction here, maybe a decoy. As Penta don't seem to be too concerned right now. Look at this, they just want to take up some forward position in enemy territory. Now, Q, will he get lucky? Yes, he does, takes out Coach as well, and that's the kind of play that is really putting Penta out in front right now. TK responding, trying to push up here at the northern side, but Smooth will be in trouble in a moment. He did get Cammy, but he's going to go down as well. The bomb needs to be picked up now, it will be reset, and it's good timing for Penta, who are ready to pick that one up and maybe wait their way across. They've established a forward post here between Cammy and NTQ. They already are forward, but Taker just trying to waylay them a little bit. Will be taken up by Smashu on the bridge there. So Penta definitely, they're dotting the I's, they're crossing their T's, they're playing it nicely.
So actually tag along with Smooth really quick. He's running the recon class. And I'm curious what kind of angle he's going to be holding from, what he's going to potentially be doing. You're on the SRR61. Run an ACOG scope on that as well. So he's playing a little bit close quarters, but he's just trying to play very far back and stop that Pep from getting down. And once the smoke comes, he can assume it's going to be happening, but he's not having the opportunity just yet. Looks like the rest of his teammates were able to get the bomb out of Quick's hands. And not able to go for anything just yet. He's just, I mean, it's kind of a wasted spawning out of him because the bomb never got planted.
Yeah, that's right.
Wishful thinking, but it doesn't work out so far.
You're right. I was looking for the bomb planter here, but now I can't really come forward and actually take part of the brawling in. And as a result, because TK are fighting with one less frontliner, now they're getting pushed back by Penta. Sheer weight of numbers, and Penta are inexorably coming forward right now. QCK sets himself up. What a great angle here. He will get one. He will get two. Banana and Smooth go down. And that's devastating. Straight up for TK there. It's Penta are taking the initiative here, and they're coming from some angles that maybe TK just aren't ready to receive them from. Now they're forced out of position. Take just trying to get some shots with the ace over towards that little watchtower here. He won't connect, and Coach really has to look on now as Penta have set up shop in TK territory.
They're actually like in their spawn area as well, so if they're coming in, it's going to be really difficult. I mean, obviously, it'll be attacked from both sides, but the way Penta are holding with the time that they can just whittle away, this might be the first uncome destruction of this happen. Now you can see the spawns have come back in. NTQ fluffing quite a few shots there onto Smooth. We'll eventually pick up the kill onto him, but he's got to heal back up. He doesn't have the time to tap just yet. Penta with 3 men left alive. They could be overrun here, not just smash you in a 1-on-2. The bomb is still taken away. He gets a revive in on teammate. He's going to charge straight towards that bomb, but as we can see, there's no one on it for now.
Smashy lucky actually not to get taken down on the crosshair. Does get a revive on his teammate as well, and he does get a kill towards Smooth, but the defuse, it should be coming in right now by Taker. Can they interrupt him? Yes, you better believe they can. There's another player behind him as well, and NTQ deals the death blow there, and there goes the first MCOM up. Penta, that was a very, very aggressive push from them, but you can see the confidence definitely showing through. And look at them. They're happy to stay here right now and push forward, keep TK oppressed, push them back in their own side of the map and prevent them from going out and picking up the bomb or really doing anything at all. Yeah,
they had an extra man alive once the bomb blew up, and from that, he just revived everyone on his team so they can continue this forward positioning that they do have. And once you do get a destruction like that, that's exactly how you should play it. Push up, again, keep them out of the bomb site so you can get the bomb across once it spawns back in, which they have been able to secure. And NTQ, as long as he just stays alive in his position, which is so easy for him to do, this should be another plant coming in any second now.
Yeah, and there's smoke there as well. Look, I just want to put this out. This is set up very well because TK have to push through this smoke, and not until this point can they actually see out of it. So the fact is, yeah, NTQ can just sit here, wait for the heads to appear through the smoke, and just dispatch of them. And that, Jason, tells pretty much the whole story about his position right now. Another bomb plant here on C, and TK are just struggling to find their footing.
Take a look. Let's see. What can he do about this? Had to have all 5 men back alive. You can see he's just taking his time. They realize they have a lot of time to work with. And he's looking for that first frag, and he will get onto Lex. So they do have the potential advantage here as the 3 men pushing him. There's only 2 to defend, and they sent 3 men out of Penta to attack the 1 man of Take. They're able to rotate around back and help out, though. But Coach does pick up a kill in the quick. We'll get the revive in onto the teammate as well. The bomb is taken away. Smash him, came the last 2 alive in a 2-on-3. And will they have the positioning? They get the revives in as well. This is going to be very tough. TK need to get on the bomb as quick as they can. Banana, he's going for the defuse. Will they have the time? And he will be able to do just that. But Penta, look at this. They can just wait in this little cubby, get the respawns back in, and then kill him as the bomb tries to get across the map again.
Yeah, well, they're definitely not going to be backing up, that's for sure. They'll just try and maybe get some safer positions to wait for spawns to come in on them. But interestingly enough, actually, Penta opting to just take the foot off the gas a little bit and spawn from default here. Leaving Lex, that forward player, just hoping to waylay Summit with those TK guys as they do come past him. Hoping to just be a little bit ninja around the corner. Yeah. It's always like Take is aware of his positioning here, but he's going to get shot from both directions right now. And he just loses focus at the wrong time. Smooth forced to also hit the deck as well as NTQ is going to be pounding across towards him, I suppose. It's a great nade on towards Smooth. Got him out of that little hidey hole now. And Penta, well, the bus has begun. It's a one-way trip to Book City for NTQ now. He's just going to make his way down towards his seaside. The bomb yet to be spawned yet, but Penta more than happy to take up offensive positions.
You can understand why Penta actually went for the back spawn instead. They go for the default spawn back towards your area because, well, let's just say Team TK did get the bomb and move it across the map. Well, then you'd have no one to stop the actual push. So play it safe. You know, go for the 2-0 lead instead of a 2-1, or at least maintain a 1-0 for now, and then play off that. So smart move by them. Not getting too cocky, not showing, or actually they are showing respect. I was gonna say they're not showing no respect, which is a really good thing to see out of them. realizing this is a good opportunity for them to learn quite a bit, as well as for Take. But here we go, the bomb picked up yet again for Penta. Smasher leading the charge so far, gets a quick kill on the smooth. And with TK only 2, the third now spawning back in, I think there should be another Encom plant. I mean, they have so many different sites they can attack to. They're going to be going for C again.
2 players left for TK right now, and they're sort of stuck out on the street, so it's quite vulnerable positioning for them if they're going to push in towards this closer area, especially with Penta now having had time to set up. And you can see there have been some spots here for Penta players. Look how far forward again they push. This is cheeky, but last time we saw NTQ do that, I think he did fluff up, so I have to see. As I say that, the man goes and gets 2 kills, so I've got to be careful how loudly I say that sort of thing. But Smasher now, always moving, always looking left, right, and center. He's such a hard player to predict. He's always looking to come from different angles, whether it's over the top of a container or around the side, and there is a squad wipe. And that is, well, that's curtains for TK here in this half.
Yeah, it definitely should be. I don't think they have the time to even get back across the map to even potentially buff the defuse. So there we go, Penta, 2-0 yet again. Going into map 2, now they're 1 MCOM away from moving through into the next round. Team TK, they need to pull a perfect 2-0 on this half to keep their hopes alive and to take on to Goldwood Railway.
I don't think we'll see Goldwood at this rate. Penta are looking very, very strong right now. Really not missing a beat. And again, always that one player up on top. Kamika now with an excellent game here, as well as the rest of Penta, definitely contributing nicely. I mean, to break that one down as well, if we think back to the way the game started, once Penta got those initial shots, once they set up on the bridge, they were able to push across and they never really left TK territory.
Yeah, so I mean, we were talking before about how they play it really slow. And they wait for a couple of kills to actually push across the map, which they got 3. And then from that point on, you're exactly right. They didn't leave the TK side. They constantly kept men there, constantly kept the pressure on. And once they got that foothold into the enemy territory, well, they didn't let it go. And from that, they were able to get 2 MCOMs off the back. So that means they're now just 1 away from moving through into the quarterfinals, when they'll be playing against the winner of, I believe, Unknown Esports or Infamous.
All right, so 2 teams there as well, that are quite strong in their own right, especially Infamous now with the addition of Hysteria, have looked a lot better. I'll have to say that as well, with Rella actually moving on. I don't know, this map is funny. When you, as an attacking team from the blue side, can take up position here and actually clean up the enemy players that are here, normally the red side still have a couple on the street or up on the hill still, and they are in a very vulnerable position. So it's very easy to out-rotate players. I mean, the same can be said, I guess, for the other side of the map, but you notice that this is much more, I guess, densely populated with buildings and other forms of cover. So this is a unique sector of the battlefield, this hill here. And if you get stuck out on there when, I guess, the opponent's team is already inside your base, it's super hard to come back from that as well. You have to be very careful how much you want to commit to this area.
You know, the past 2 weeks, we haven't really seen this area used too much.
No.
It's usually just been towards the buildings. People trying to get into close quarter combat. I mean, you're right. Like, if you go into that area and say you do get control of it, it's like, great. Well, you have control of that, but the MCOMs are, like, on the other side of the map. Like, they're across from you, so you're not really going to be able to provide too much cover. I mean, maybe if you're trying to attack A there, but even the A side doesn't really need that much cover from that direction. It's usually towards the buildings you need to push into to stop people from getting the angles you need to stop the plant from going down. But either way, Penta going to be on the red side this time. TK on the blue. And I think Penta are on the, I want to see the harder side, the more difficult side of this map. But only 1 MCOM has stopped them from getting through again into the next round.
Yeah, I think statistically we've seen more success from teams coming from the blue side on this map. Although Penta were the ones that showed us the cheeky, I did mention it, the cheeky little strat. Sitting up here as well and just like thrashing this bomb site with law shots. So, I mean, I think they know exactly, I think they know their way around this one. There's no doubt about it here. But we are into this one here now. The last chance for TK to keep themselves in this one and avoid being knocked out in the very first round of Cup number 3. And Penta would more than happily trounce over them and head on towards the next round, take it game by game and hope for a shot at the grand final, even better, as they have struggled to make it into that top 2 these last couple of weeks.
Cammy already getting tagged down. I was going to say tagged down to like 20, but he's only at 84, so Bull just scraping his shoulder maybe. And we'll provide some cover from this rock as well as helping his teammate Enter Q actually push up and get aggressive, get that early control. But Coach looks like he was able to pick up the first kill of this entire half. And TK, they do have that man advantage, but what can they accomplish off this? And again, the AUG A3 being used by Coach. Don't really see that too much anymore, or at all. But those kills are great and all. But you have 4 men alive and they had 2. Like, this is your opportunity to get that bomb and push it across. To get that bomb, get some control of the enemy territory, and then work from there. And yet, they're just kind of sitting back, just trying to farm kills like this is TDM.
It's hard with such a big map as well that we often see in Battlefield is when you get one kill, it's often hard to actually put 2 and 2 together in your head and realize what that means for the rest of the map. Can you now push up? Can you now afford to be more aggressive? Should you take a forward position after picking up that kill? You know, and teams definitely have to keep each other in the loop. They need to say, well, all right, well, this guy's down. Can we actually use this, you know, as a foothold and push forward? Now, look, Penta, they don't even really need to. They don't need to sort of and ah about that for too long. They're more than happy to come forward here towards this A side. And now TK with very defensive position. 3 are set up here in this trench. This could be quite nasty for Penta if they're not careful. But Banana does go down. Still 2 in the trench. 1 pushing out across here. And Smooth is on that recon class yet again. Oh, you missed that. Oh dear. Oh dear.
And this is why I don't see the recon class that much. You need to hit shots like that. You can't really afford to miss. And that might actually cost him an MCOM. And actually might cost him the game. The bomb hasn't been planted just yet. And actually has finally been dropped. So it worked out in the end. They were able to stop this attack. They were able to hold Penta back. But let's see what they can do. Actually, they have some man. Is that a man behind Smooth? Oh, there is still a man pushed up. It's NGQ inside the buildings. Ooh. If he can just stay alive, he gets some respawns. Well, the thing is, I don't think they're going to respawn top. They're going to respawn their normal spawns to stop the spawn from getting across. But he's going to be that constant nuisance behind.
I think Petra are more than happy to leave the 1 player back. We have seen things go a little bit awry when they leave more than that 1 player back and actually leave themselves stripped of resources on their own base for defense. But Penta right now should be happy with this situation. Here, look at this. QCK descends into the trench and takes down Take, picks up the bomb as well. And he's just going to turn this thing right on around. You can see here, well, I'm not surprised to see Smooth up here with the recon class, but Coach is there as well. But Spricker in a forward position, undetected as far as we know. He really needs to put this to good use here. The bomb is sort of moving away from him right now, but it's only those 2 players, and here's NTQ, who've been waiting the whole time. Now Penta have a strong force here to push forward with the bomb, and that's 1, 2 players for TK that are out of position now. Kami will pick up 1 and send it back for respawn, but still not an ideal situation for TK. Maybe QCK getting a little bit ahead of himself there, dropping the bomb down, but NTQ, we're hoping to defend that area and wait for the pickup.
I think just overestimated how many people were actually back in towards his own spawn, so he thought there wasn't that many people left alive to stop from getting the bomb down. But Lex will be able to pick up the mantle, picking up that torch with the bomb, and looking still for that plant at this site. But there's only 2 men alive on the side of TK, Smooth and Banana, and they have to do something quick to actually stop this from going down. They need to stay alive, most importantly, but also need to keep this bomb from actually getting planted, which it looks like it will be put down.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You can plant from just around in this little corner and not be hit from players firing across at you from the B side. So a fairly clean plant, should I say. And this is tough for TK. They must cross the street and head towards this one gear. And look at how much cover is going to be had. And this is the Penta strat. They're set up here in this window and they just watch towards that bomb site. Whether it's A or B, it doesn't matter. They have an excellent vantage point here. And TK, with their guns, which are not normally designed for such long range combat, it's very, very hard to sort of get Penta out of those defensive positions. However, it was a good shot from Spicker to pick out 1, but Smashy to reply. Coach gets 1 as well with his signature orb by now.
Look how much time is just being wasted. I mean, it's about to go off, and this is all they need. They need to just rush straight towards that bomb and hope they can stick this defuse. Hope they even have the time to get to. You can see the 1 man jumping straight for it, but he can't pull it off. And that's Penta picking up the victory and advance through into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, on this map, like, especially in that position, sometimes you just have to pick up your balls and run across the street. There is, there are some points of cover here, but this is tough. This whole area is open. To try and get across here when you've got dudes shooting you from here, not fun and definitely not easy. So Penta set that up nicely. Once you get there, once you do the hard work of getting into that position, you find yourself at a distinct advantage there. And Penta will take the first game of the day there, quite convincing there with a 2-0. Not 1 MCOM plant actually going over towards TK at all.
Yeah, it was a good sign. I mean, we saw a little bit of slow play out of them, but they're just warming up. You know, we wanted to see, well, the reason we actually chose this game is because we wanted to see how well they do today. They've been not terrible throughout the whole season. I mean, semifinal finishes isn't bad at all, especially when, you have teams qualifying through from just showing up every cup. But this isn't the Penta we saw last season. We want to see a little bit more. So maybe this gave us a little bit of insight into how they're playing. Maybe they're just warming up a little bit more than they need. And maybe we'll come back to them if they actually get to play against Fnatic in the semifinals, assuming both these teams still make it there.
Well, yes, ladies and gentlemen, on that note, we'll jump on with some more games later on. But for now, we're going to go to a break and wait for the rest of our first round matches to conclude. So we'll be back with round 2, the quarterfinals, shortly as possible, ladies and gentlemen. As those matches conclude, we'll see you soon.